Ross, a narrow 2-1 defeat at home to Curzon Ashton. A game where we probably had the majority of the possession. It was tight, but we've, we've been edged out. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I thought we dominated most of the game. I thought we were probably the better team in possession, moving it, getting a switch of play. They made it difficult at times by hitting diagonals and going longer, making us defend more, a little bit deeper and more long balls. But yeah, there's so many talking points within the game that actually wasn't the game. It sort of distracts you from the actual game of football at times. Yeah, it's frustrating. We've created enough chances as well. Ashby's hit the post. Tom Scott's had a decent chance to put it either side of the goalie. A couple half chances getting to the byline, just that last final product, that cut back, that pass to then put it in the back of the goal. We created quite a lot of chances. But I think there's a lot more in the game that has probably frustrated everyone, the fans included, myself, the players, anyone watching. The frustration levels were extremely high today.
I think the state. I think we have to talk about it because it seems silly for both clubs coming out in blue and white identical strips and a la Manchester United in '96, albeit sooner.
Yeah,
We had to change our strips. I think it's important to get on record that the issues were raised before the game.
100%. Yeah, before we even kicked off, we was in the tunnel saying there's a kick clash. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be changed. It's blue and white versus blue and white. I don't think it takes a clever person to realise there's a kick clash there. But it's slid past someone. Someone's authorised it. But even on the sidelines, some of the comments that were made saying our secretary made a decision based on that, and it's absolute rubbish, garbage. They had a second kit; they could have wore it. The referee has to authorise that and stamp his authority. We had a similar case when we played Weymouth here a few seasons ago. They turned up in white. There was a big kit clash. They had to wear our kit from 12 years ago. It is what it is. I think it just needed to be firmer and stronger. But we were the bigger person. We had to go and change our kit, and we joke around. But the first goal, we don't even know what happened. We can't even remember who was marking who was in the box, because we looked up and we just saw blue and white. The players were moaning about it, both sides. Our players as well. They look around to go and take a marker, and they don't know. They look at each other and they look at a blue and white and they think it's them. Thinking our players. So yeah, I mean that's sort of. I think it was 9 minutes, was it?
But the decision was made pretty swiftly, wasn't it, to change that?
I mean, we're not messing around. I mean, anyone can see it's a kick clash. It doesn't need a clever person to realise that. The whole stadium could see it. Just one person couldn't, and that really sort of dismantled the first probably 15 minutes. But we played some really good stuff though. We played on the front foot. We conceded a really poor goal. We need to look at it and look at who was marking, because I don't even know who was in the box. I just saw blue and white in the box. So we need to pick it apart. But at the same time, we played better after that. We were on the front foot. We passed the ball. We played with purpose. Bit of anger, bit of frustration in there. And there's many decisions in there that went against us. But overall, really frustrating.
But yeah, let's talk about football. You go 1-0 down. I think when you look back at it, you had a lot of space to score. You're probably going to rip it into pieces on the second goal. But after the goal, we sort of came back. I mean, Josh Ashby's hit the post. We really grew into the game. It was a really tight affair, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. We showed a reaction. The boys were. I couldn't doubt or question their effort and their commitment to go and change the game. We had people. We had some really good performances in there. When you lose a game of football, naturally people think you didn't play that well. But we had some really good standout performances in there. And everyone had to run through walls and keep going and keep plugging away at it and keep doing the basics well. The second goal, I can't really remember either. I know Sam's made a good save, but I can't remember who was marking who it ricocheted to. So that's probably the goal we need to look at the most. The first goal is a bit of confusion and a bit of anger in there, a bit of player frustration maybe led to it. But at the same time, we need to do better in both boxes. We've had chances, we haven't scored. We've not defended our box well enough on 2 occasions. But we've had chances to win the game and we haven't. So yeah, a load of frustration around finishing chances, defending our box, the kit, the decisions on the pitch. I mean, got to be careful what I say again. Every week I keep saying that. But it's not just me. Everyone can see it. So I just got to be careful.
Should we have a penalty?
Well, I don't know. The rule changes handball every week for me. We get told different things every week about handball. Some refs don't want to explain it to us. Some say it's something different. Some say it's a different rule. Some get out the rule book and read it through. Don't know anymore. So don't know.
That being said, the lads pick themselves up. I mean, you have to get on with it. I
Yeah.
mean, at this point, the team are used to it, and it's probably going to frustrate you. But Ewan Clark's goal, his first back at the club, was something special.
He was brilliant, and he was one of the performances that really stood out today. I thought Ashby was. I could go through them all actually.
Just by saying that, it kind of gives you an impression, doesn't it? Because
Yeah,
it's
100%.
not a bad performance.
No. The boys were fully involved, fully, committed to try and get a win, because I believe that they were there to get beat as well, because we were finding pockets, we were playing with purpose. But the two goals we need to look at. I mean, the first goal I need to look at, second goal I need to look at. But we had chances. But I think the overall sort of frustration was actually bleeding into the fans with the decisions against us. You know, Isaac's been absolutely caked, and it goes against him. I'm baffled at times, and I have to laugh because otherwise I think everyone would cry. So yeah, it's frustrating, but yeah, we have to pick ourselves up and go again.
That being said, we look back through the season, despite some games where we've been reduced to 10, whatever.
Yeah.
You could probably go through every single defeat we've had, and it's by one goal.
Yeah.
It's just that one goal, isn't it? You know what's that? It's difficult, isn't it? How do you kind of keep the lads motivated? Because it's so important to stick together. And it must be hard in that dressing room, when they're not putting in performances that are terrible and you're getting rolled over at all. It's just not quite happening at the moment, isn't it?
No, we've had individual bits in games. We've had blips. We've had a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there that we've not been good enough, and those couple minutes is just where we've been punished. I don't believe we've had a really poor 90 minutes through the season so far. And we looked like we was on the front foot. We was creating, we was in the right areas, we was probing, we was testing. We just couldn't get that goal, and that's football. And it's a bit of a theme at the moment that we're not getting anything for our efforts. The rewards have not been there. But sometimes it will change, and those decisions do go for you. And those handballs and those decisions, even at Scarborough, that one goes in where the referee makes a decision where we're all bemused and baffled. It's really difficult at times to say to the players, you're playing well, but we're losing. We can't always point the fingers at officials and stuff like that, but contributing factors do play a big part. And so, just got to lick our wounds. The boys are a good group. They'll get on with it. They'll train properly. We'll pick it aside. There's some bits in there we need to work on, definitely. We're not saying that we was a masterclass today. There's definitely bits in there we need to do better. But as probably 90% of it, I was really chuffed with and really happy. And I think the fans can see it. I think we can see it from the side. The players can sense it. Half-time team talk was really positive. But sometimes you do need a bit of luck. So we need to start creating it.
Final one from me. You mentioned licking your wounds. We have to do that, metaphorically, literally, in terms of the injury list, don't we? Good to see Isaac come back on today. Obviously, Zach McEachran was on commentary today.
Yeah.
You've dropped your mic. How's that looking? Injuries?
Yeah, Jack's obviously been fighting back for a while now with his shoulder. He rocked his ankle in training, so he's had a bit of bad luck. Obviously, Potts and Zach are a big loss. And we just sort of keep picking up these injuries that are not muscular, just random injuries. And I think it's really tough for the players as well mentally who get injured, because they know they can contribute on the pitch. Isaac's probably still at 60%, 70%, but we had to roll the dice today, and he's a great lad. He gets on with it. He took a few hits. One that I was amazed was a free kick against him. But yeah, just got to go again. It's part of the job. I think the boys know it. I think the staff know it. But there's no point sort of moaning about it. We've got the squad we've got. We've got to analyse things, and we've got to go again. So starts again next week.
Ross, thanks very much for your time.
Cheers.